Live. Good evening. This is Tuesday, March 19th, the same as it was an hour ago when I started the curriculum committee meeting. And this is the meeting of the Finance Committee for Monroe Township Board of Education. Thank you all for joining us this evening, and we have a few items on the agenda. And the first thing is the monthly review of the attorney fees. Does anybody have any questions or concerns about the attorney fees? I was very pleasantly surprised to see that our attorney fees for the month of January were under $9,000. Thank you very much for that. Appreciate that. The invoice, but we're getting down there. We don't have any more negotiation expenses. It seems that our expenses for special legal matters is reducing, which is helpful. And then correspondences, we're getting there. So we're under 9,000 for January. So I appreciate that.
I have a couple questions.
You do, go right ahead.
Under the general counsel, the one that says, is there an hourly charge from Porzio? Like somebody charge 180 per hour besides?
There's different
Yeah,
charges
that's
for the
what
different level of personnel. So
That's what I wanted to know.
I think our
Page 4.
principal person, Vito,
It's on page 4 of
It
the
is?
right, yeah.
Okay.
Page 4 will list all of the paralegals and the counsels and the various different rates. So it's actually on page 4 of the document from December,
Oh.
and it's on page,
Yeah,
it's
it's
on
actually
page
page
4
4.
as well on the document from January.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry about that. I
Yeah. So
looked
the
at this,
highest
but I
rate
didn't,
is
that's the
210.
hourly rate is 210.
210,
I
and
thought
then
so.
the
I just
paralegal
wanted to
is
be
at 155.
Yeah, I
you
had
can see
heard
the
it was
breakdown.
210 from another council that I was talking to. So, but I just wanted to double check. And that special counsel means for special ed issues. We had special counsel on one of the sections.
Special defense matters?
Yes, does that mean
No, it's
special
not,
ed?
no,
Yeah, these
No.
are all the,
No.
so it was,
any litigious matters that are.
I saw special counsel and then I might it on the right one and the wrong one. I saw someplace that said up here, it's in the heading. Says special counsel up here. Sometimes there's somebody's name, but then it says reference special counsel. What does that mean? What are we paying for there? It's on, and behind the second page,
so that's,
this one here.
yeah, so
Yeah.
that's all of this.
I understand, but what is that all, that's just all for that? That's that's what it's named, is special counsel?
Yeah, so if you look at the way the bill is, so special defense matters, and then the bill's broken out, so here's special counsel.
So that's what the attorney, and I should,
And
and I
then
am
you
asking at
see-
the end of the year, which I should
So
have
here,
at the beginning of
like
the year.
this bill here,
Well, that's somebody's name,
right,
so I know we can't say it,
Right.
but that's somebody's
that-
name.
that's
I understand
right.
all that. I
Yep.
just had, the word special counsel was something I was
so yeah,
questioning.
so it would be all of these types of,
Okay.
and then each line item says exactly what it's for.
Right, no, I've read all this over and above. I just saw the word special counsel this time and just wanted to get a little bit more clarification on it, that's all.
Next thing on the next one is, the monthly, bill list, which, does anyone on the committee have any questions about the monthly bill list?
Yeah, I do on page 4 or 5. Well,
4 and 5 or just 4?
Just for, it says salary superintendent.
Yeah.
That's her monthly,
No.
that's what I wanted to know.
That's, for that line item for anybody who's under the superintendent.
Okay.
It's not to me.
Okay,
Budget line.
don't you wish, but okay.
No, actually, I really don't.
Well, I'm just joking, but I would wish it, you could give it to me if you want. Okay, so who's underneath that, Laura?
Who's under that? So it's Dr. Chamley and there's 4 secretaries.
And the 4
So
admin.
that's for one payroll and that's, all the people combined.
So Dr. Chung and 4 admins. Okay, thank you. And then I have another one. You want to go on to something else while I find it?
I'd rather stick with this item agenda first.
Thank you,
so we're
dear.
not Jumping all over the place.
I should have highlighted it and I couldn't find my
Do
highlight.
you remember what it had to do with?
Yeah, it was the name of a company. And I was, oh, no, the Interglobal Communications. page 103 with the gray and the blue. I was looking at all the charges for the schools and how high some of them are compared to other ones. Is there a reason why the high school and Barclay Brook are that high?
I'm sorry, you're on page,
Page, the second
The gray-
section
yeah.
where the colors start, where the actual like breakdown of the
Yeah,
different.
will you break that all down?
In the checks.
oh, yes.
So it's page,
It's actually page 103. Oh, here's the other one, I found it.
it's the second
Yeah.
set of documents out there.
Okay, I'm looking at the, what was in the finance.
So it's,
It's all combined.
61446
Okay,
from 313.
Yes, yeah,
And that's the interglobal
Yeah.
communications, and it looks like it's probably the communications, the phones at the.
Yeah.
well, I assumed that it's phones, but I'm just wondering why are one or two of them? I can see the high school being high, but the elementary does not, Barclay Brook does not kind of equal up to the other elementary, so. Is there a certain reason? Is there a different piece of equipment in there that they use a phone line for, or?
I will have to find out.
I'm just curious as to why it's so much higher than all the other ones. I know the high school and middle school, they're probably talking about something.
It's comparable to the high school, good question.
There are some unique programs that run under that building, the integrated preschool.
That's what I was wondering.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
sometimes,
school may play a role.
yeah, that, there could be not knowing anything about it, what you're even looking at, and just thinking of the
Right.
uniqueness of the building.
But we
That's
could-
what I
we could
thought.
find out and just email her. Sure.
Yeah, but thank you, I appreciate
You got
that. I just thought it had to be something else that school was going on with that school.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing, because the layout of that school is very different than some of our other, elementary schools, and there are quite a few different, like, little nooks and crannies that, unless you've really been in that.
We host a lot
building,
of events there and things like that.
It's an interesting building to be wandering around. Try being the substitute nurse, and they call you to a room, and you're like,
Can you
where do I
imagine?
go?
Imagine being a subs, and then page 1 of 23, it says fan school. What kind of subscription is that? It says a teacher subscription.
123.
And school, it's B61483.
Oh, I should get, thank you, the 61483 from 32824. What is fan school? Just curious, it's a teacher subscription, and it's only $99. I was just curious
I
about
would
what.
imagine it's related to the arts, but something,
That's what I was wondering, if it was art,
No.
I would think it was.
science, music, or, technology, what was it related to?
What number is it?
B61483, 32899.
I want to say, just based on the account, looks like music and.
Yeah, that's what I would think.
Music, music media subscription, I believe. Could be, so sometimes we have to subscribe to services for rights, for like royalty free music, it could be
Right, for
related to
song, for
theater.
a play and stuff
Yeah.
like that, right? Okay. I was just curious about the name and the teacher subscriptions of it. Thank you. That's it. Thank you.
It is an educational, thing. Online thing. Is that it?
Yes, thank you.
Okay. So the next item on the agenda is our shared services agreement, server. Alan,
Yes, so the township has approved, the shared services agreement for, the purchase of broadcast server and the annual cloud-based video on demand services. This is a 6-year, term where, the township will, purchase the broadcast server, and the services, the cloud services, for the mutual benefit of both parties. And we will both share equally in the fees and costs under the agreement. The township will pay, the upfront cost of the actual, hardware. And that's the cost of $36,500. And then we will split the annual cost, for the cloud services is anticipated to be $7,000 per year. So we will split that cost. Township will pay the full amount and will bill us for half of it. The first year of the contract, the cost is actually $4,000, so we'll split that cost over $2,000 for us and $2,000 for the township. So we do appreciate that, agreement, and we're just asking for, approval.
so that resolution
That
will
will be-
be
yes.
on
That will be
the
on.
April agenda?
And it was approved by the council at the.
Okay,
At the
okay,
last
all right. I think it's wonderful, it's great, something we've been trying to figure out to get the town, but to be able to put our board meeting on TV for the residents who don't have computers.
Right, and the nice thing about what was selected was that it also includes the streaming. So it's
Right.
not just the cable channel, it's also
We could stream
for.
our meeting live.
If you don't want.
What's wrong with- Yeah,
I'm sorry.
As we learn more about what we're going to be able to do, excuse me, we now believe, and Mr. Loddick would definitely be the resident expert on this, that we now will be able to replace our use of YouTube with this new cloud server that Ms. Allen just referenced, which will be splitting the subscription with the town. Why this is important and why this is significant is, one, it just gives more access to the municipality to see our programming. Two, it gives us more control of when programming goes out, how, and at what times. It gives us, when I understand, it also will offer applications for, many of us don't even subscribe to cable anymore, whether we have YouTube TV or Amazon Prime. I believe, if I understand, there are apps now that we could download for our particular cloud server if you love watching your committee meetings, you can tune in on demand. But it also gives us control, because you could be watching, let's say, a middle school band concert and an ad for some random pharmaceutical could pop up, from that YouTube owns. We could eliminate that and could potentially integrate our own messaging. So it increases access to the community, which is always a good thing. There's significant curricular benefit to our curricular and co-curricular programs, which I won't get into that now, the curricular discussion, but there's absolute realized value there. And it was an awesome way for the township and the district to realize mutual beneficial collaboration. So we're grateful, and I know I can speak on behalf of Mr. Loddick, Ms. Miller, and Ms. Lebrani, our video production teachers. We're very grateful to be able to do some more 21st century stuff.
That's awesome. So, do you have a question?
Yes, would that be able to be streamed to all the active
Yes.
adult communities?
100%.
That's what you're
So
saying.
you will be able to tune into a point in time on cable like we used to. I believe it was FiOS, like there were 2 channels on Comcast and FiOS. I believe we had a channel.
Mm-hmm.
We will have all of that and applications that you could access, whether you have, because many people don't have cable anymore. I know Rossmore is
We
hardwired
have
for
Xfinity.
Comcast. Yeah, Xfinity.
We have to buy Xfinity.
Other places are going to FiOS, other places are cutting the cord completely. It won't matter. Everyone in Monroe can get it, no matter what you do. And then we'll also be establishing a new web presence on our website where you can have easy point click, but we'll probably be encouraging to download the cloud app at some point.
That's really good, thank you.
That's awesome. So, committee, we're good?
Yeah, that's great.
yeah.
Good. Well, that's great. That's awesome. My thanks to the township and the town council. Appreciate that. We appreciate the collaboration. We appreciate the working together and the great many things we can do when we work together for the town. Because that's what it's all about, right? That's what it's all about. Next agenda item, Gov Deals.
Yes, so we have sold some more buses. So we had sold 4 before, which we mentioned, I think $75,000, and we just sold another 7 for $162,000. So
7 buses,
that's-
162,000.
Yeah,
I'll take it.
yes.
I'll take it.
Yeah.
I'll take
Yeah.
it.
Sold.
Yep.
Sold. All right. Already sold.
Thank you,
So
Laura.
so we're good.
We're
Great.
good.
So that'll be on the agenda to
Yep.
accept
Yep.
for
For, yep.
March.
Can I ask what the reason was that we sold them? Were they gonna be used for other parts or things like that for other places, other people that need it?
You mean why other people buy them?
Yes,
I would imagine either parts, or they're not, they might be using them for their own transportation, business.
Okay.
Because maybe they don't have the same requirements we do.
oh, okay.
We have
I was
restrictions.
just curious as why we were selling them.
We have to
Yeah.
sell buses when they get to a certain
Certain
age.
age,
We
yeah.
can't use them.
Yeah,
Private industry doesn't have the restrictions that we have because we're a
Right.
school district, so they might want to utilize them.
well, yeah, because
And our bus
They don't
guys,
wanna take
they
the
strip them
liability.
down, they take everything they can and then they sell them.
that's good.
They
That's
use them,
good.
the parts that they can use.
Was that little stand I saw outside?
Yeah, it's a little stand they get with a little
Yeah.
I think we get a little iced tea on the sides.
Yeah.
No, they.
Make a food truck out of one of them.
Hold
We
on.
talked about that, like a permanent one,
Can make a,
putting it by the field.
go down to
and
Marita
retrofitting
Winery,
it.
and make some money for the district.
I think it was just a news story from that.
We talked about that years ago, actually.
Retrofitting, I think it's a school,
All right.
maybe a tech
Okay.
school or a magnet.
Well, years ago, we used it for the marching band
You
stuff.
can cut them in half and make two, and bring two down
We
there.
gutted the buses
Cut them in
because we
half.
didn't use it to transport kids, but I think we were allowed to use it to
Told you I was
transport
with 20
the,
months old.
as long as the kids weren't on it, I think we were allowed to use it.
It's band bus?
That's what I was talking about, yeah, yeah, Barney
Big purple bus.
and Goldie.
I like that big purple.
Bonnie and Goldie.
Oh, no, like Barney, this is talking
We
about.
had
Yeah, we
we
had.
took old decommissioned school buses and used it
One, right?
Painted
to,
purple.
because we couldn't put kids on it, but we put the band
I
equipment on.
love Barney because it was purple.
The purple ones.
Yeah, Bonnie was
I
a
love it.
favorite of mine.
With the
My-
marching
my
band,
kids-
there was always a lot of stuff you had to bring with the marching
Yeah,
band.
or the robotics team too, is another one that needs all that stuff.
There you go.
Stuff, so that's great.
I'd rather sell them than put the money in our pocket.
Me too.
Yes, yes, I am.
The last thing on the agenda for us is the school photography contract.
And I'll just make
And
a
you all should have
comment.
received that in
Yes,
your,
and I'll make a comment before she talks the money. So one of the things that we had conversations about, I believe Gail was one of the people who came on board and then said, you know, we're paying too much money and can we start looking into it? And this is ridiculous, rightfully so. Parents were paying a lot of money and we really didn't have much control because it was really dictated.
Right.
So, Dr. Higgins has brought us a company now that is, in his words, way less, his exact words, way less, for the parents that they're gonna have to pay. So we're very excited about it. So it's something that he's been looking at, and he looked at various different companies and came up with a company that he feels, will bring quality, but at the same time, much more fiscally responsible.
This is only for the high school?
No, there's
one is
two of
for
them here,
undergrad,
yeah.
And the
One-
other one is for senior.
Yeah, they both high school.
High school
So
did-
well.
Not-
We changed already, if I make just comments, so just so you know, the more expensive photographers that they were being utilized, when I was the principal, we moved away from them already. So the concerns that you brought up were not
Yeah.
concerns in the middle school, because we had already changed.
Oh, okay.
So now the high school
It's good
has
to-
changed.
It's so good to know that.
Yes.
There's a question, 65 on the first, the senior photography. There's 65 offered at no cost, 65 pictures or 65 sessions, is that what that means? 5A,
Candids,
5A?
candids.
Candids would be,
Pictures would
could be
be-
the pictures for the yearbook.
Yeah.
So we're getting 65 free ones.
Yeah.
So why didn't we negotiate 65 for the undergraduate photography contract?
Because your senior, your yearbook is.
But I'm just saying, to
Candids
save more
for
money,
senior.
I mean,
I'm going to, I mean, I can't speak for him because he's not here, but I'm going to believe that Kevin did a very good negotiation of whatever he was able to do.
I'm sorry,
Would you agree with that, Dr.?
I always ask whatever you can do
I
lower
always,
on anything.
Miss Allen had some highlights,
she has some
right,
numbers.
of,
Okay,
of
Yep.
some of the
I
changes.
see the yellow.
Before and after.
I see the yellow.
Okay.
Okay, so this, contract, there's no cost to the district. It provides the best service to our parents and rebate money to the high school with sale programs throughout the year. Additionally, they will supply the high school with banners and candid photos for free display. Parents are not required to buy photo packages. School will be provided with photos for Genesis and school IDs. They will offer the high school an ID machine to create IDs throughout the year.
That's very exciting.
wow, that's great.
So, and there's a whole list of, you know, the different packages they offer for each, contract. And, you know, there's a comparison of the two different companies, but they do provide like photo banners up to 30, 16 by 20 photo enlargements for the hallway displays. They rebate the school 20% of online event photo net sales. And they do have a lot of packages they offer. So that is.
One of the things he highlighted when I was discussing it with him is, there's no sitting fee for senior photos. I guess in the previous company,
Correct.
it's $20 sitting fee.
Correct.
And also, from what I understand, this company provides multiple poses / pictures within a package as opposed to
Only one post.
one pose for the entire package. So
Yeah,
Boy,
it is.
that's great.
so I think he said
Can I
the
go back to high school?
said the senior photo packages are comparable in pricing, but that flexibility of not a $20 sitting fee and the flexibility of multiple poses was like a significant difference.
Absolutely.
And they
But
have,
that-
And then
We
other
had to-
packages
we had to
are
buy
less,
each pose as a separate package,
Right.
yeah.
So there's a resetting fee, and that's pretty
I've never, I've
standard.
never seen one of your yearbooks, but do you require them to wear a certain thing, for
Yes.
their senior
For their
pictures?
picture.
The senior pictures.
They have to wear a certain color or a jacket and tie? or-
black.
It's a thing
Oh,
that-
so, oh,
ladies,
okay,
it's a-
because that's what I did,
Yeah.
you know,
it's just-
so many few years
Simple
ago in
nature.
New Brunswick at
It
Lordstown
just
Thomas.
does away with all the crazy.
Oh, you went, I went to St. Peter's in New Brunswick, and we went to Lordstown Thomas Studios in New Brunswick, and we had a white, ugly.
Well, the gentleman who took our picture for the yearbook, who was the previous company, took my picture for my high school yearbook.
Oh, really? Oh, I'm telling you.
Many, 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 many
You
years.
know, if you had blonde hair, you couldn't see yourself.
I see.
You had a white bib on, and it was terrible, but,
When was my, no,
So this is gonna come up for
Yes.
the March meeting?
yes, it'll be in the.
that's great.
It'll be on the March
It's
agenda.
good.
The committee endorses it, I can say that at the meeting.
Yeah, but if they have multiple children graduating, okay?
No discount.
I'm talking, I had a set of twins graduating. I had to pay full price for each one,
Tell me about it.
She's stripper.
and I know,
Tell me
and
about it.
that's why I'm saying it. Is there a little discount for having more than one senior?
I don't believe I saw that anywhere.
But I bet you we could ask for
Why
that.
can't you ask? I had to buy 2 packages because it wasn't like brought down like they do it now. You had to buy everything.
They don't do
And then
that.
who you're giving them to? Nobody was giving them out on a table. Anybody want to take them? You know, you're cutting them out and you had like 20 wallet size, you know, so.
That's 20, that's so true.
Years ago, yeah, my kids are out quite a few years.
I just
and-
purchased my daughters from medical school, and just to download the pictures, you're not even getting the actual picture,
No.
it's $600, $650.
You have to
not even-
download them. That's why I heard you say
So do we
that.
have any other business before the committee?
Yeah, just to make sure about anybody that has anything more than one child.
Multiple.
Multiples, thank you.
You have something?
Did you want me to do advertising revenues?
Oh, yeah, oh, I asked you to come and sandwich money with me.
Oh, sure. You can do that.
We could end on a positive note. Does anybody know?
Time? Oh,
You got time, go ahead.
so, Dr. Chanley had, asked me to update the committee on some of the, revenue generating, initiatives that we've been looking at, for a variety of reasons. One, obviously, to generate revenue, but really the main reason would be to help expand our programming, form some partnerships with the community, and strengthen a lot of our programs by leveraging some of the professionals and expertise we have locally. And, you know, we've been pretty steadfast in our commitment to partner with local businesses, and we've been consistent with that. So you can see we've brought on, some new partners and generated, some nice revenue through a variety of methods, continuing with our stadium advertising. We've also began, isolated program sponsorship, which has been a tremendous benefit. In addition to revenue we can generate, we've had industry professional visiting many of our classes throughout the district, talking about their expertise and how it connects with our programs. We've also been understanding that many large businesses may not have the capital to do large sponsorships, so we also offer opportunities for small businesses to get in at a smaller level, where there just be some ad logo placement and small programs, for example, tomorrow night's or Thursday, Friday's production of Chef Junior at the middle school, but also through direct program sponsorship. Lining up a restaurant with a culinary program, lining up an engineering firm with an engineering program, and we've had some nice success so far this year, which you can see on there. Mentioned at the curriculum committee meeting that we've gotten into the business of after-school enrichment, which has been very nicely, and you can see the figures. All programs have maintained a healthy profit margin. Why this is significant is because you may recall at the end of last summer, you know, our enrichment programs were healthy, but our remediation programs are still having a tough time turning a profit. And again, remediation isn't exactly something you cheer for profitability. It's like building a prison hoping to fill the cells. You know, that would be a pretty poor way of going about business. So we like to hopefully continue to develop generate a surplus, which we're doing so far. So if there is some concerns about the financial stability of a remediation program, we hope to put that to bed with the successes of our enrichment programs, which so far so good, as you can see here on the figure. So that's just an update. That's just from since we last spoke in October. Ms. Velko, you said you wanted to see some updates and you wanted to see some improvements in our cost effectiveness, and hopefully this does that for you. And again, I'll bring it back to the club code, for example, is holding a nice healthy margin there, and that is because we were able to leverage our revenue generated from last summer to acquire the assets, which we no longer need to do. So what we do with the revenue, in case anyone who pays the fee is interested, obviously it goes to everything from student scholarships to making sure our equipment is state of the art, and of course, the most important thing, training and hiring our certified staff. Every time we add a program, we add more members of our MTEA to our team, and it's a great way to, one, hire our staff and keep them engaged, two, connect our students with new staff members in content area previously unattainable, and then finally, our kids are just getting access to learning 12 months as they want it, and they're gonna get an edge because of it. And we're building capacity with the community. So that's the update.
Excellent. Thank you so much for this. This really
I forgot to say the
spells it out,
beginning,
and I
sorry.
appreciate it. No, it's okay. I appreciate new items on the agenda. It's not a problem. So thank you so much. Really do appreciate it,
My pleasure.
and appreciate the information, and this will be good information. We can.
Okay, I have a quick question.
Yes.
You have down here winter, spring 2024. That's a guesstimate you're trying to tell us that?
No, that is real.
That's real?
Yeah, the only
So it's real.
figure on there right now that has not been actualized is, the staffing expense for Club
Okay.
Code, because it hasn't happened yet.
Okay.
However, all of those registrations have already been expired.
Okay.
So, that number, there may be some consumable expenses for that particular program, but nothing.
Nothing.
Yeah, but so we feel pretty
Okay.
good about that. And,
Okay.
like I said, that's our model. And, at the curriculum committee, they asked about a break-even point.
Okay.
And in these type of programs, they come from fairly easy because of our
So they
overhead.
come fairly close to what you're estimating, you're saying?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
All right. Any other business for the finance committee? Well, thank you all very much. This
Thank
was
you.
a great evening. Appreciate it, and we're done.